This is the 2009 Portland Century. Every Century ride seems to have its own personality, and the Portland Century is all about hype, glitz, and great food. The ride begins downtown near Portland State University in the park blocks and crosses east over the Willamette River on the beautiful Hawthorne Bridge. After crossing the bridge, we proceed south on the Esplanade along the Willamette River and then join the Springwater Trail. The Springwater Trail is a tremendous community resource and is heavily used throughout the year by cyclists, runners, and pedestrians. The first 20 miles of the ride is essentially flat as it follows the Springwater Trail east to Gresham. You will gain about 300 feet over the first 20 miles, but it's a very gradual slope, so you hardly notice it. The trail is an interesting mix of rural, industrial, and residential, and it passes through areas that have harbored homeless for well over 80 years. In fact, one of the natural areas the trail passes through has always been known as Beggar's Tick. At about mile 20, you leave the trail and follow Telford Road. And for the next 5 miles, you have long extended rollers that will warm you up for the climbs ahead. And at mile 25, there's a wonderful little 300-foot descent into Deep Creek. Immediately after Deep Creek, you begin the first real climb of the day, Judd Road, 475-foot climb over 3 miles. Don't despair. While the climb starts steeply, it gradually flattens out as you approach the top. At the top of the climb, the road flattens for a mile or two. And then at about mile 30, you'll cross Highway 211. Be careful here. Cross traffic does not stop and it goes pretty fast. Shortly after you cross Highway 211, you'll begin a 300-foot, 2-mile descent onto Eagle Fern Road. The first part of this descent is quite steep, and there's a stop sign right in the middle of it. Do not blow through this stop sign under any circumstances. The intersection is sight impaired for drivers on Wildcat Mountain Road, and they will not see you. Unfortunately, just as soon as you get going again, there's another stop sign where Howlett meets Eagle Fern Road. Once on Eagle Fern Road, you'll follow Eagle Creek for about a mile or two until you get to the Eagle Fern Park. Once there, you want to tank up on some of the fantastic rest stop food they have, because you'll soon begin the second climb of the day. The second climb of the day is the Kitzmiller Road climb. This is a 3-mile, 725-foot climb. As you can see, this is a beautiful road that snakes its way gradually through a gorgeous forest. Although it's only 3 miles, the climb has a little bit of everything. Curves, out of the saddle efforts, long in the saddle rounds. The climb tops out at 1,250 feet, which is the high point of the ride, but this is not the toughest climb of the ride. At the top of the climb, and for the next 8 miles, there's a gradual descent punctuated by some pretty good sized rollers. This descent includes a 200-foot sharp descent into Deep Creek. Unfortunately, just about every time you descend into a creek bottom, you've got to crawl your way back out. Deep Creek is no exception. After Deep Creek, the gradual descent continues with a few flats and rollers mixed in until you reach mile 48. The halfway point at Meinig State Park in Sandy, Oregon.